Okay, I'm going to talk about Brandolini's law. So, the law states that the amount of energy needed to refute misinformation is an order of magnitude larger than the amount of energy needed to produce that misinformation in the first place. So, if we ask why that misinformation developed in the first place, well, it's because there were problems, right? And people were looking for solutions to those problems. And in that journey, they found bad solutions. They found misinformation, right? They created misinformation, even. So it's almost like this idea of an original sin. There was an original lie that caused these problems, and then what happened is people looked for that original sin, and they found other answers. They found incorrect answers. So there's like this deep rooted falsehood that caused all the problems, and we looked for it and didn't find it. We found other answers, whether through propaganda or manipulation. I mean, any other means that may lead to that misinformation. So, if we see Brandolini's law taking off, if we see misinformation accelerating, what that means is we're getting farther away from that original catalyst. Okay, we're getting farther away from the real cause of those problems. But all that aside, what happens when you make the assumption that your effort to debunk misinformation is a waste of your time? Well, in effect, what you're saying is that you don't believe people can change, and you remove yourself as a catalyst of change of that change. So, if you don't believe people could change, though, how are you going to change the world? It's kind of self defeating if if you assume that you can't help people, deconstruct these lies that they've fallen for, then you manifest a lack of change into the world. So let's talk about ways that we can better change people's minds. Okay, so the typical strategy is to, you criticize people for their beliefs, and you blame them for their beliefs, and you use ad hominems and you attack them. What this does is it just creates fear. It just causes people to dig in deeper. It causes people to seek more misinformation. Okay, it just causes division. It's not going to actually help you in your end goal. So if you think that Brandolini's law is true because you've tried, because your strategy was criticism and ad hominems, it's because you got the wrong strategy. So Brandolini's law is actually, it's not true. You just had the wrong strategy, and we just, if we, again, if we use this wrong strategy, it can fool us into thinking that people can't change. But it's, again, we need a better strategy. So what can we do instead? Well, again, stop criticizing, stop using ad hominems. Okay, we need to ask the right questions. Okay, you need to ask the questions that challenge the margins of your opposition's belief. If you, if somebody's beliefs are so radical, and you're, and they're completely opposed to reality, and your strategy is to throw data and information at them that proves their entire view of reality wrong, and says that it's completely backwards, again, they're just going to dive in deeper to their beliefs, because they can't even imagine how your beliefs are actually the right ones. Okay, so you have to challenge the margins of their beliefs so you can expand their understanding, and eventually you can get over to the other side, right? You cannot do this in one debate. And that brings up a interesting point about debates. What is the goal of a debate? Well, a lot of times people want to embarrass their opposition. They want to prove them wrong in one debate, and this isn't the point of a debate. Okay, if you're actually smart about this, and you actually care about the thing you're debating about, and you believe that your ideology is the one needed to make the world a better place, then you shouldn't be trying to beat your opposition. You should be trying to change their mind. And again, the best strategy to do that is to expand on the margins of their beliefs and in effect make them question their own beliefs. Again, if you just throw data at somebody that completely opposes their worldview, they can't imagine how that worldview could be correct. You have to expand their imagination, starting at the margins of their imagination. It's the only way. It's there's we need to take baby steps. Okay, you have to lead them out slowly. You have to reverse engineer the 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 hole that people have dug themselves into by asking the right questions. The power of a question on the right stage, it's more powerful than anything on this planet, and I mean that. It really is. It takes a lot of, if you're a charismatic person and you ask the right question in front of the right audience, you can change the world overnight. So just give that a little thought. Next time you're in a debate with somebody and they're completely opposed to, their beliefs are so radical and they're completely, they're living in a different reality. You can't just throw data at them. You have to take baby steps. You have to understand why they believe what they do and deconstruct it from there, and pull them out slowly. So give that a little thought. Thanks for watching.